everybody, it's me, Jennifer, Den House with Little Metal Foxes, and got some tool tips for you today on Tuesday, May 10th, and they are inspired by Jewelry Tips Repost, and if you don't follow them, definitely jump on because they are amazing. And it was a tip that they reposted from Blue Sky Blackbird. So I'll put both of those in the comments below, so you guys can definitely follow them if you're not already. Love them both. I love Jewelers Repost. They've always got all kinds of tips and things from other people all over the web that they add onto their site. So I love this. But they reminded me of something that I wanted to share with you guys and explain it a little bit more thoroughly for those of you that haven't seen it before. Is using anti-fluxes to help when you are doing a little bit more complex soldering. And it's, hey everybody, so when you're soldering and you don't want your previous solder seams to fall apart or reflow, or you don't want solder to flow into a seam because you need to leave it open for something else, there are materials that are referred to as anti-fluxes. And what those do is actually prevent the solder from flowing down a seam or in an area. So for example, if you were soldering a bezel onto a surface that might have a lot of texture on it that you don't want the solder to flow into, using an anti-flux will prevent the solder from getting into those areas. The trick with most anti-fluxes is that they will, you want to be careful not to contaminate your flux with them, so you always have a designated paintbrush for your anti-fluxes or application system. And you want to make sure that you don't get any anti-flux in where you want your solder to flow. So anti-fluxes are a group of materials that create a dirty surface because, as you probably know, with flux it actually helps clean the surface, and solder only flows on a clean surface that has a nice tight fit with heat. So you're always wanting to have a clean surface. If you deliberately dirty the surface with something that that is a little more substantial, it'll stop the solder from flowing in those areas. So, and you can use that deliberately to your advantage in certain situations. So the one that they were showing was using yellow ochre, which is a very old school, common way of preventing solder from flowing. It's been around for a long time. And yellow ochre is a pure pigment that you can pick up at most art supply stores that have things like watercolor and things like that. So I picked this one up at the art supply store and it was like $6.50. So they're not real expensive, and it's usually like a dry powder pigment. Yellow ochre is usually it's like almost like a ground, it's a pure pigment, so it's like ground rock or dirt, but it's very fine. And this you can mix with water and or a little bit of gum arabic or gum tragicamp, and those will actually help stick it down a little bit better. So there are different ways that you can apply it. Using a paintbrush to apply it into those areas works great. Again, keep those anti-flux brushes separate from any brushes that you would want to use for flux, because you don't want to get anti-flux in with your flux, because that would be a nightmare. It'd be like, why is my solder flowing? So on the Jewelry Tip Repost, what she had done was filled a watercolor brush like this one, and this is a number 6 watercolor brush, and here you go, you can see that, and I just got it at the art supply store. And these are fantastic. They're little portable watercolor brushes that you can just fill with water, or whatever your watercolor, and using things like watercolor cakes, you can put them in, shake them up, and it makes your watercolor. So these, you can add your water and your little bit of yellow ochre, and then you've got like a paint pen that you can make your marks with your yellow ochre in places that are a little sensitive that you might want to have your solder not flow. There are other anti-fluxes that can be used. I really like this one because it's like just clean and portable and easy to wash and easy to fill. So that's a great system. And the brush was like was $6 as well. So I've got anti-flux that'll last me a lifetime, because this is a lot of yellow ochre, and a little plastic brush that will last a lifetime, and I'll just keep those separate. Other great remedies for this, Grande makes a wonderful one that's called Stop Flow, and this one is really great for, it's like the thickness of like kaopectate. It's a little bit, it's like green Pepto-Bismol. And I have a separate brush, and I just use a little bit of a Velcro to stick my brush right on there, so I know that this is my designated brush for my anti-flux. And this you can paint on. It dries really quickly, as does the yellow ochre, and they just dry on the surface, and then you're good to go. I always try and make sure they're dry before I solder. If they're a little wet, they might boil away. So let them dry so they sort of adhere to the surface. The other option is liquid paper or whiteout. And whiteout works great as an anti-flux. It is a, again, it's got like a titanium or titanium oxide in it that makes it white. And that works great because it has a very high melting temperature. But it actually will sort of adhere to the surface. It dries really quickly. Use this with good ventilation because, yay, Velcro. But this one has like more of an alcohol base, but it is a little, it does adhere better. So if you're having problems with like the water-based stuff running down your seam in a way that you don't want it to, these can be a little bit thicker and a little bit more gel-like. So they actually will adhere to the surface a little bit better. You can make this with like an alcohol and gum base, but again, let it dry before you apply it to apply your solder to the surface, and you should be doing great. So, but yeah, for areas that you don't want your solder to flow, anti-flux is what you need. So either yellow ochre, and you can put it in a little portable paint pen like that one, or anti-flux from like Rio, the Stop Flow, and you can see the number there is 504028, and this is the 6-ounce bottle. And this will last you a couple of years usually, and it does go bad and dry out after a while, and I'm just about to order some more because I've had this one for a long time, and it's just sort of at the end of its, you know, lifespan. So, you know, it does have a lifespan, but it's kind of like a tempera paint, so it works really well for that. Or whiteout. So, yay, anti-flux. So if you've got something like this in your studio, it may save your biscuits one day. So just a little $12 solution for preventing your solder seams from reflowing on places that you've sort of soldered previously, or in areas where you don't want your solder to get into, like texture on your surface. So there you go. Those are my anti-flux tips, and thank you to Jeweler's Tips Repost. Again, I'll put that in the comments so you guys can follow them. They're amazing, and they've got lots and lots and lots of tips from all over Instagram they collect and reshare. And but this tip they'd actually shared from Blue Sky Blackbird, which I'll shout out to, and put their thing in the comments below too. So shout out to them. So also, I've got an unboxing to do today, and yes, hello. So, a lot of you probably know our friend Chris Anderson from Lion Punch Forge. Shout out to Chris. And Chris does make some wonderful tools, like the Haymaker Saw, which is available from Happy Tools, and also the Lion's Claw. And this, I wanted to share this with you because this is great, again, for soldering solutions. And it's great for holding things down. It's weighted. You can also use it upside down for holding things. But this is really great for positioning things. So the Lion's Claw is kind of a bigger piece. It's great for bigger stuff. But I just got something from Lion Punch Forge that I really like. I ordered some of his new stones that he just got in. So unboxing. Boop, here we go. And so, ooh, look at that, aquamarines. So Chris has some vintage beads and gemstones that he just got in that are absolutely spectacular. These are the aquamarines, and most aquamarines I've seen lately usually have some inclusions, and these are absolutely spectacular. They're clear and the color's beautiful, so really beautiful aquamarines. He's got a whole bunch of stuff that just came in. So I ordered these, and with that, in the box, I was very excited to see this, is his new little solder helpers that are like little mini claws. Look at them. They're like the twins. They're tiny. So these guys are great. I've already used these, so I didn't really actually unbox these just now, but these are fantastic, and they're exactly the right size for holding down parts while you're soldering. And the fact that there's two of them makes it really convenient. They're weighted, so if you need a little bit more, weight to hold them down, that's really cool. But these are really convenient and very, very helpful. So soldering points like this are have been around for a long time. I like Chris's particular style of these at Lion Punch Forge. So, but these are they're just such a great size, and the weights on these is adjustable, which is really, really smart. So, shout out to Chris at Lion Punch Forge. These are fantastic if you need something to help hold stuff down while you're soldering. I highly recommend these, especially if you're doing things like sweat soldering and trying to get things, right in the right spot. So, thank you, Lion Punch Forge. Okay, also, big announcement. I'm very excited about this. This weekend we're going to do another play date, and we've got, we're going to be doing a play date over at Julia Lowther's studio on Saturday at 2 o'clock Pacific time. So if you want to join us for that, hi. So if you want to join us at 2 p.m. on Saturday, we're going to do Playing with Fire play date that we're going to be working with the oxygen concentrator. So we'll be live on YouTube. So if you're following us on our YouTube channel, we're going to be live and just working through setting up the oxygen concentrator for the Smith-Little torch. And we're also going to be working with the page tips with the Smith-Little torch. If you haven't seen the page tips, they're brilliant. I absolutely love them. These are the page torch tips that are fantastic with the Smith-Little torch. Love, love, love these. So the oxygen concentrators are great because you can use them with your propane tanks or an inline natural gas concentrator as well. So it doesn't require a tank for your oxygen, and you have an endless supply. So these are usually done through refurbished through medical or from the medical industry, and have they're really convenient to use with the Smith-Little torch and a propane tank. They work great. So anyway, so we're going to set up the oxygen concentrator and work with the page tooltips and a Smith-Little torch. So if you want to join us on Saturday, 2 p.m. on our YouTube channel, Pacific time, we'll answer your questions and get set up and play with some fire. So we're going to be doing that on Saturday again. If you haven't seen the last one, we were playing with Torchfire Enamels. That's also on YouTube, so you can check that out. And of course, all of our tooltips are available. The last 60 of them, or however many there are available on YouTube as well, so you can see them there. So, but we got some classes coming up tomorrow. There's still, I think, maybe a seat or two left coming up for the class tomorrow. There's, we're going to be doing, let's see, tomorrow's, flush setting is sold out, but Saturday is part of the Adding Gold series. So if you want to find affordable ways, hey Michelle, shout out to Leah Works. If you want to add some gold to your work in an affordable way, add some punch to your color, add different gold accents. It's a great way to do it. So Adding Gold overlay and other surface solutions is going to be on Saturday from 10 to 1, and before our play date, Playing with Fire. So it's going to be using like your recycled gold pieces, scrap gold, gold bezels, gold fill, gold solder. So come and join us for that. There are a few seats left in there. Also, we've got in the Adding Gold series, there's also going to be Adding Gold bezels that is coming up on, gold bezels is coming up on, what day here? Let me see. Let's see, Adding Gold, or Working with Gold Fill is on 6/25, so June 25th, we're going to be doing that. Hey, hi everybody. And we've got let's see, Adding Gold Fill bezels is going to be on June 16th. So working with gold, adding gold in an affordable way, adding some color, adding some value to your pieces, and yeah, giving you a few more options. So those are all coming up in the Adding Gold series, and we still have some room in some of the stone setting classes that are coming up, including the gold bezels. There it is, on June 16th. So Saturday, Adding Gold. Here we go. And alternative stone settings with bezels is on 5/19, May 19th. And then we've got prongs and pedestals coming up on the 26th. And then back set is almost sold out, and that's going to be on June 2nd. So those are the fastest coming up. And Julia's got Etch in a Bag. So that we actually offered a second one of because the first one sold out so fast that we didn't have time to add more seats, so we just added another section. So that's coming up on June 11th. So lots of fun things coming up. Adding Gold, alternative stone settings, etching, all the good things. So join us for one of those if you like, and we can share some great information with you. Yeah, so good stuff today, and I hope you guys will definitely message us if you have any tool tips that you'd like to see us do. We're always looking for all kinds of great ways to share more information with you and help your studio life be a more wonderful place to be. So, and make your life easier. So, anti-flux. Think about it. You know, whether you're using Rios, something natural like yellow ochre, or a little whiteout. They're all good anti-fluxes. So, check those out. Check out our schedule coming up, and check out our YouTube channel to see all of our tool tips. And we also have some free content on there that is really helpful. So, anyway, you guys have a great afternoon. Hope to see you in the class real soon, and take care. We'll see you later. Bye.